So we want to be cautious here in this last hour because we're going to have a pretty notable rally on a 1 day chart taking us into a high at the close. It's either going to be the same high as the beginning of the day or it'll be higher. If you're just hopping on, I was saying you want to be careful for this move to the upside at the end of the day. It'll take us probably back to the same high, if not higher, here at the close. You want to be cautious about that, though. And then we probably have a high again on the 26th. But I think after that, maybe the 27th, maybe. But after that, I think we're probably going into a pretty notable bit of a decline there. We got the open right crest that we sell off from, back up. This is that sideways S formation within a channel. Down, back up, down again. Yeah, I would really be cautious here, guys. This is going higher. There's that prudence card. Be careful, guys. This is prudence card energy here. We're moving higher into the close. Probably to the same high, if not a higher one. And if we don't do that, then I would say it's going to be in the morning or over the weekend. But on the 26th, this is probably the last day that we see a high. There's some possibility of the 27th as well, but I think after that we're probably starting a decline. Right, we're coming up on the bottom end of the I should say we're coming up on the oversold end of this RSI range. Right, and the closer, if you don't know RSI, the closer you get to this line here, the more likely you are to have a reversal. Usually it's after you hit this line and go further a little bit. And same thing goes for this line here. This is overbought, oversold. So a bearish reversal, a bullish reversal. It's a pretty reliable indicator if you can read it well. Hey Hamza. Sui for next week. Yeah. Hmm. Um, that unicursal in the low for February really is kind of like it's. I wouldn't forget about that. Like, there's a unicursal energy there. We didn't have nearly as big of a decline as I expected out of the end of January. We did have pretty much as expected sideways rotation and important support here early in the month. Unexpected move higher, taking us to a high and then a decline off of it. And then it kind of like off of that we have this rally, sideways rotation here early February, notable decline off of the high, and I think that this is probably going to end up being like let's see if that was the pop and drop that the Hermit card speaks of. I really feel like we'll probably see these price levels again. All right, so overall trend direction for next week. It's a rally along a diagonal trend line that ends with a fast sudden move higher and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. The Knight of Wands, which is it may appear bullish at first, but this is definitely a bearish card in my opinion. It's one of those interesting cards. It's bearish, but it's also a yes card. Usually yes is bullish, not always. Hey B, hey Chevy, hey Robert. NFLX. Oh man, I don't know how I missed that. That's clearly a high right there. This should have been filled in. That's a human error on my part. This should have been filled in right here. I generally, when I see like the same correlations with the card that correlates to the high, it also has the same correlations to other cards as the high card has. That's usually a pretty good indication that's where the high is at. Well, it looks like there's this resistance that we're come up against and failed to break through on the 26th. Probably a peak at the end of the day. Open lower, big move higher, open lower, big move higher, pushing the upper end of a range higher. And then on the 29th, we have a near overbought crest that we sell off from. Looks like it's probably overall bearish. Let me see. So you can see here, guys, this adjustment card crossing the theme card. The theme card indicates overall trend. The adjustment card, it usually indicates like some sort of event that either helps or hinders the trend, right? And the adjustment card often is a gap up. That's a gap up card. Right, and we really did reach for distant resistance here, basically right here at this resistance level. That's like the lust card reached to that. But overall, I think for next week, yeah, it's to the downside next week. So I think as much as these look like bullish days, they're probably lower opens. But I think there is a good shot that we see the high one more time there. Maybe not, but there's a possibility. Like we're so close to the turnaround here. But there's a lot of there's a lot of sidewaysy stuff going on around a lot of these charts near the high. Jasmine. Whoa, look at that freaking move. Wow. Oh, not as big when you look at the rest of the chart, but still a pretty nice move there. I would say we're going notably lower into March. And I would say that the high's probably already in. I mean, the high in February's to be clear, the high in February's already in. Looks like we probably have an attempt at this price level in early March, but overall it's a decline. And then in April we go back probably into highs in April, May. There may be a high in there. It's so back and forth with Jasmine is really difficult because it's the Dominion card, which is price swings. So you should expect like trades that have more than one opportunity to make the same trade. You're going like back and forth, back and forth. If you miss it, you might have another opportunity kind of thing. Oh, my voice was scratchy? I didn't even know there was something with my voice. Any chance of discerning a top end target for Theta in 2024? Thanks. Have a great weekend. Hey, you too, Mark. I mean, I can try. I might have already done that. Let me. It might be in the paid version of the Theta reading. Uh, oh, if Nadine was on, I would ask her because she's got a Theta 1 year. Let's see. For 2024. Nope. That's the wrong one. I mean, to be quite frank, it doesn't look like a great year for Theta 2024. There's probably a high here in April, but I mean the overall theme card is the ruin card, meaning that overall we should be at the end of the year we should be like lower by multiple supports of. But with that said, there's also a high correlator in here, which I think may really be no. We've got the cross rating congruency mid year. Hold on a sec there. All right, let's take a look. I think we might actually see some good movement before the decline there. It looks like it's probably down here. This looks like the upper end of the range for 2024. It's not great. Interesting. Because there's a high correlation in there. But I think probably the high may be talking about 2025, because you have to keep in mind it's a very broad time frame when you have a card just for a year. We're definitely dealing with a range here. We're definitely on track for 2024. The crossing card is the oppression card. That's the 2024 card. So as far as cross reading congruencies, we're pretty solid on there. If we're gonna see like a really big high, like if we're gonna see a new high on a multi-year scale in 2024, then it would probably be here in July, actually. But I'm not so sure that that's gonna pan out as a highest high. I'm getting the sense that this high correlation may actually be related to this big move here after being bound by the lower end of a range. This big move to the upside, and we should be at $10 by 2026, greater than $10 by 2026. So let me see. I think probably this is where we're gonna land around this resistance here of $2.30 as a high. Dry spell with the ladies. Um, you might be meeting an air sign, a woman that's younger than you. An air sign. It'll be kind of like an unexpected, or maybe even like a fated kind of meeting. And I'm getting a lot of drinks. Like it's the satiety card, which means like you're satisfying. You've satisfied your. I guess in this case, your desires at the time. But there's probably a younger, like a air sign, younger female, that some sort of like appears in March for you, like kind of unexpectedly. Hey proof, is ETH and Sol going higher into early March? Oh, I've got to upload this. Somebody pointed out that the 2024 Ethereum wasn't uploaded, or maybe it's the March isn't uploaded. I have to double check. Huh. I'm not sure I would use that exact wording proof into March. Let me see. I got that price level pretty spot on, guys. You see that there? Jeez. Um, So I think we probably go lower into the end of the month here. There's probably another high tomorrow, but then it's kind of like erratic, and I think we probably end up lower there than where we are now, lower at the end of the month. But then right at the very beginning of March, we have some pretty bullish behavior here in the very, very start of March. And so this low down here is probably a year's low. Let me double check on that. Yeah, there's a year's low correlation there. It's also that works card in March, right? So we've got the works card as the low significator in February. I think we probably go higher right at the very start, and then overall decline in March. And then as far as Sol, yeah. See, this is clearly showing me that the low of February is actually the low in January. That's why this is pushed all the way over. It's showing that this rally increasing with momentum moving forward in time. It starts there at that low and continues into the high there. Um, there's a trough towards the very end of February, and then we probably have this big move back to like, uh, yeah. So we do kind of like sideways, maybe sideways downward, and probably sideways right here. And then in the very start of March, we have a big move from the bottom of out of a decline from the bottom of a range to the top of a range, and we'll likely see multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance. Maybe it's this resistance right here. I don't think it's the high. I think it's probably this resistance right here of 109 90ish roughly. So it looks like it does come back to this range here, actually, the 121.08. Probably it has multiple failed attempts to break through that range. I would say between 117 and 120, that range in there, it's probably multiple failed attempts to break through that in the early part of March. You're welcome, Jashevi. Hey, Ali Wakar, welcome. Will it be good to open a long position in SUI next week or wait for a $1 price? Oh, hey, Avi. Ali, I'll come back to you in just a moment. I got to take care of the people with the star next to their name because they're paying for priority response. So I'll come right back to you in a sec. NVIDIA for next week. So we had a high and a trough. I think we probably have another high, either the same high or a higher one. Probably the same high here on the 26th, with this like, or maybe the end of the day on the 26th with this reversal on the 27th. It gets kind of mixed at the last couple of days. It's kind of mixed. And then it looks kind of bullish in the very start of March after the first. Like on the second, it looks like it gets bullish for a little bit, like that first week at least. Actually, it looks mixed. It's bullish on the fourth, but it looks kind of mixed. Maybe the first 3 days are bullish, but overall pretty mixed on the first week of March. Yeah, I think a lot of stocks are gonna have their highs on the 26th. All right, so Sui. So we it looks like we probably do some sideways rotation here along this price level. Is that right? No. Okay. Scratch that. Looks like we go lower still. But in any case, there's a really important opportunity in March, in the early part of March. So I would probably wait until we're down around these levels here. I'm pretty sure this low and this low was this low and this low. And then this is like the pop and drop for Hierophant kind of thing going on. Should you wait for a dollar? I don't think you should wait for a dollar. Okay, so I think you should wait until we see sideways rotation like around the edge of February into March. Sideways rotation. There will be a big move out of that sideways rotation, so I wouldn't wait long. But I would probably look for that. I'm not so sure a dollar. Let me see. Let me see a dollar. It looks like we do hit a dollar. And do we hit that dollar in March? Looks like we hit that dollar in March. Hey, TT. Um, Bitcoin? We have not looked at Bitcoin yet today. Oh, there's a really good opportunity in Bitcoin. I almost forgot about this. Not today, but coming up. Looks like I might be off on this ellipse. I mean, this easily could have been the full card opportunity for Bitcoin right here. But the opportunity that I'm talking about is there's this decline. You can see we're kind of started in it already. I expected it to go much lower, but there's still time too, so I might be right. But it looks I'm getting the sneaking suspicion I'm off on the price level here. But this is like I said, this is where we have like this multi-day decline. Just expected it to go lower, but either way, on the 25th, I'd probably open up a partial long position on the 25th. And then if there's more opportunity, like the same opportunity or better opportunity on the 26th, I would add to that long position. I would be looking to hold it through these big bullish moves here into like the first or probably the exit out on the first or the second of March for a pretty nice gain, guys. And you can see here's the unicursal here for Bitcoin at the high, so be very mindful of that. It makes me think that this is a high here, the abundance card, because there's a unicursal off of the high, right? But it's kind of mixed in between. We've got these kind of price swings going on, right? The change card here, price swings in early March. What's interesting is looking at early March, what do we find? The change card. Yeah, theta looked pretty good. We were looking at theta earlier. Flare FLR. And then I'm going to probably cap it off here. Oh, we got a little time. We got a little time. Let me do it like this. Oh, is it a crypto? It's a crypto. Oh, okay. Um, see if they got the one that I like to use. Here we go. Boom. It's a nice move today. I got a yes for 50 cents in 2024. All right, let's take a look at the S&P, see what's going on. What is this? That was weird. See, we did have that turnaround, right? We've got about 15 minutes left. I would expect that this is probably where we see a pretty notable move higher. But this is very prudency kind of energy. You see how it's really really difficult to determine which direction we're going. You could get faked out a few times, back and forth, multiple false bottoms and tops kind of stuff going on. That's very very prudency. You're welcome, Jashevi. What's the worst looking day for Bitcoin? Worst looking day in the first week of March? Probably the fourth. Well, you could probably short here on the second, maybe the first, early in the day on the second. Looks like there's an important trough here on a 1 month scale, right? And then it gets kind of mixed. But the fourth looks like a pretty notable decline. It's just hard to determine if the fourth will be lower or higher than the trough that we see on the second. If you're looking for a good entry point, probably right here on the 27th. But there's very likely a slightly like a slightly lower price level in April. Matter of fact, I just did the April markup, so let's look. This hasn't been posted yet. Yeah, see the death card in April as the theme card. So this is where we're going to see the low. And this right here, this Ace of Cups, this is where you want to enter. Yeah. But you could probably enter it where did it go? You could probably enter here too. But like from like a multi-month kind of standpoint, I think probably here in April at this Ace of Cups, that's for a multi-month entry point. Hey Ellen, AI coins. It looks like a significant gain overall for AI coins. Actually, I got the gain card. Will IPWR be bullish in March through May? So it looks like overall it's bullish in March, overall bearish in both April and May. And there you go. There's that big move at the end of the day, guys. Last 10 minutes. For those of you that weren't watching when I came on, we were like in the midst of this drop here, and I said, be careful. We're going to have a big move to the upside to reach for highs. We got about 10 minutes to make that a reality, but either way, there's a big move here. Guys, just want to remind everybody, it's official tonight. All the prices on the website are going up. So if you were thinking about getting a subscription, I would highly recommend doing that before midnight tonight, because you'll basically be, as of tomorrow, it'll be a 50% discount locked in for life until canceled. It's like a huge steal, guys. The price is only going to go up from here. Like 500 isn't the lowest a month that it'll be. Right now it's 250. It's going to be 500 tomorrow. And that won't be the lowest. Like next year we'll probably raise it again, you know? Thanks, TT. Which day in April is a good entry point for Bitcoin? Right here, my friend. The 21st, 22nd. This combo, the Empress card and the Ace of Cups, super, super auspicious for opening up a long position. So if you're interested in one of those subscriptions, guys, you get it here. Go to our services, SO Meta Posts. Last chance, my friends. It's never going to be $250 a month again. It's going to be at least twice that much starting tomorrow. So monthly subscription here. Click here to order. The one that everybody's most popular, that most people end up with, is this 251, which gives you access to all of the crypto and ticker. These ticker symbols are all changing in just like a day or so. This is gonna get reduced, and we're gonna start doing more like different types of tickers depending on if it's an appropriate month to do it or not. And all of those paid versions will be covered by this 30 days access to all monthly predictions, which again, as of tomorrow, will be 500 a month. Don't miss out. We're also going to start probably next week. We're going to start doing members only on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you're interested in members only, you do that here. And with that said, guys, I'm going to roll. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. We're counting on you here at Tarot for Traders and the Investor Profit. Blessings to all my